Testing, 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 testing. What's up? What's good? It's your boy, Tommy Springfield, your favorite host. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's Tommy Springfield, aka the King of All Talk. I am your favorite host, aka that fly on the wall. You know, so it's your boy, Tommy. It is what it is. So tonight, as you see on the screen, we got The Art of the Dialogue, which is a hell of a show. And I would like to thank all these channels that I get these clips from. Thank y'all, because these channels could actually copyright strike everybody and nobody wouldn't be able to use this content, and a lot of creators would be messed up. So go over to The Art of the Dialogue, subscribe to them, because they're a good channel. And if you're new here, hit that like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click all so you can get notifications every time I drop one of these videos. And tonight we got what is her name? Natania Reuben. She's the lady that was shot in a nightclub in New York with Shyne and Diddy. And the night J-Lo was out. But this is her story, and I'm just being real up front. I'm not buying it. But let's get into it. Enough of me talking. But let's see what she's talking about.
Natania Reuben, happy to have you on the platform.
Thank you. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Yes, indeed. So before we get into your story, introduce yourself to the people.
Okay, I'm Natania.
By the way, just to let you know, this is a 420 channel. We smoke weed over here. We got coffee, and we got that tea with fruit and too much sugar at the bottom. That's what we do over here. But click that like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click all so you can get notifications. And let's get into the video.
Reuben, I am a mother. I am a widow. God rest my husband's soul. I am a lover of art. I have a reupholstery business. I'm a life insurance agent. I am a woman of many things. I call myself a Renaissance woman. I do many things. I have lots of skills and gifts, and I'm thankful to the Most High for them all. I'm also a victim survivor. I like to call myself a survivor. I was a victim of a shooting that night in the club, December 27th, 1999, shot in the face by Sean Puffy.
I'm just saying, I'm not with all that, oh, I'm a victim survivor, I'm a survivor. Like, I don't get it. What is it about people that, you know, you see a lot of people with cancer do that too. Their Facebook posts every day is, I'm a survivor. They change their names to survivor, and it's okay, but like, congratulations, you made it, but everybody else don't really care. I'm not trying to be hard, I'm not trying to be rude, but everybody else really don't care. And after a while, you sound like you're just looking for pity. After a while, you just sound like you looking for a handout when every other word is, I'm a survivor, and I'm a battered women survivor, or I'm a cancer survivor. Every post, every other word. I'm just saying, that's just my opinion. It gets tired of seeing, but I get it. You're a survivor.
Holmes, I was an innocent bystander. There's this notion online. What you did to make him shoot you? Nothing. But not that I or anybody deserved it. I was an innocent bystander, but I am a survivor. 24-year survivor.
So with that being said, right, if you don't mind, can you give me a play-by-play of everything that took place when you got shot by Diddy at the nightclub?
Okay, I can say I was at a girlfriend's house. We hung out for the holiday. My kids were spending Christmas with my grandmother. Everybody decided, I had decided against going initially because I'd gotten saved, so I wasn't really out and about. But my girlfriends were like, come on. One of our girlfriends, her name is Big Stacy. She's a party promoter in the New York City area. And I
gotta stop it here because, I'm new to the YouTube thing and I don't know how to really put together a video, and once I feel like I got you, I want to show people I got you. Now, you just heard her say she didn't really go out and da-da-da-da-da. So we gonna go over, not that one. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong thing. Is this the one? Let's see. Victim, I saw Shyne and Puffy with guns. Natania Reuben testified today that she saw guns in the hands of rap artists Shyne, Puffy Combs, and Jamal Shyne Barrow in the moments before she was shot in the Manhattan nightclub. She recalled the frantic moments before the December 1999 shooting outside Club New York. Inside Club New York, telling jurors that both men fired weapons. The incident left her with 7 bullet fragments lodged in her head. I blinked, and when I opened my eyes up, I just felt like a sledgehammer hit my face, said Reuben. One of the 3 people wounded in the shooting. Blood began pouring out my face, she said. I just looked up to the sky and I said, oh God, don't take me. I heard bam, bam. Reuben was the second shooting victim to testify for the prosecution in New York. Reuben owned a beauty salon at the time of the shooting and was an aspiring singer who occasionally hung out at the Times Square nightclub. Now, it says here she occasionally hung out, but in the video she's saying, oh, I ain't go out because I was saved. Bullshit. You was out at that club, shaking your ass, and you know it. Talking about you was saved. But right there, back then, see, this is in 2024, but back in February 5th, 2001, you was going out regularly. But now in 2024, oh no, I was saved.
I decided, I'm going to go to support Stacey because we're friends and we supported each other in our endeavors. So I went out to support her promoting her own party that was at New Year's Eve. I wasn't going to go to the New Year's Eve party, so I went ahead after Christmas and went with them to the party. We were getting dressed. I didn't really have any clothes to go out over there. Like I said, I hadn't been going out. And so I was going to go home to get clothes. And they were all saying, come on, Eb. Everybody calls me Ebony for short. Come on, Eb, don't go home. If you go home, you're not going to come back. And they were probably right. If I went all the way home to the section of Brooklyn I lived in, I wasn't going to come back. So my girlfriend said, why don't you wear one of my outfits? So I'm like, nah, I'm not going to wear your outfit. I'll go to my sister's house. Went to my sister's house, got an outfit to.
Now pay attention. She said she didn't have no clothes and she went to her sister's house. All her friends offered her clothes. She said no because they knew if she went off. Excuse me. They knew if she went all the way home to Brooklyn, she wouldn't come back. Now, pay attention now. She got clothes from her sister's house. That's where we at. Pay attention.
Where came back because it was relatively close in the same section of Brooklyn, Crown Heights. I came back and I was getting myself together to go. They had already complained that I was taking too long. I took too long. So they were already moving out of the door down to the car. In my foray towards the front door, I was putting my earring in, and my girlfriend Kelly, whose house we were at, had a big Rottweiler named Brick. Brick jumps up, stands fully tall, and puts his feet on my back, on my shoulder, and it knocked my earring out of my hand. The earring falls, goes under the fish tank that broke earlier that week. And so there were still little pieces of glass under there. So when I went to get my earring, cut my...
Another thing I gotta say. Remember, this is 20-something years ago. Yes, she got shot. And people gonna be like, oh, but you kind of remember... She remembers too much. She remember a dog jumping up on her and she lost her earring. Are you goddamn serious, folks? That's how you know this shit's rehearsed. Stop it.
Finger. Just all these little things trying to stop me from going out of the door. I go clean my finger, I get the piece of glass out, I clean it, I wrap it, put on a Band-Aid, put my earring in. As I reach the threshold, they're blowing the horn, telling me to hurry up. I step 1 foot across the threshold and a voice says, go change your shoes. Now, I knew it was God. God talks to me all the time. So I was like, if I change my shoes, I have to change all of my accessories. And God just...
So, this hell of a story she's telling about the night when Puffy shot her in between her eyes. God talked to her and told her to go change her shoes. He didn't tell her, yo, don't go to the club because you're going to get shot in between the eyes. God told her to change her shoes. And I'm supposed to take her seriously. Seriously. Come on, folks, stop it.
Repeated, go change your shoes. Now, I'm a stiletto girl. I would stand up in my beauty salon in stilettos.
And she said, God told her twice.
Now, I'm a stiletto girl. I would stand up in my beauty salon. It was God. God talks to me all the time. Step 1 foot across the threshold and a voice says, go change your shoes. Now, I knew it was God. God talks to me all the time. So I was like, if I change my shoes, I have to change all of my accessories. And God just repeated, go change your shoes. Now, I'm a stiletto girl. I would stand...
I'm sorry for picking on her, but this lady, excuse me, is hours away from getting shot in between her eyes, allegedly by P. Diddy, Puffy, Brother Love, the Booty Bandit, whatever you want to call him. She says God talks to her and he says, change your shoes. He doesn't say, don't go to the club, girl, because you're about to get shot between your eyes. God tells her to change her shoes. And she says he repeated it. So God, the great man from up above that everybody in this world believes coming back to save them one day, instead of saving her from getting shot in between her eyes, he told her to go change her shoes. How can we believe anything she say after that? She's full of shit.
End up in my beauty salon in stilettos for hours and hours on end. This particular day, I had on short ankle boots. I'm not a flats kind of girl. I don't really wear flats. Well, now I do. But back then I did not. Those boots that I had on were flats. The heel was probably just about this big and they were ankle boots, some snakeskin ankle boots. And I went back and I changed the boots. The boots I changed into, I had just bought them a month earlier around Thanksgiving from Bloomingdale's. And there's a story behind.
Now, mind you, right? How is she doing all this shoe changing? Because if I go back, she's going to say she didn't have no clothes. She changed at her friend's house. But she's changing all these shoes now. And she brought these shoes a month ago. How? You're not at your house. You know, I got to fuck it up and go back.
Earring falls, goes under the fish tank that broke, and said, why don't you wear one of my outfits? You go home, you're not going to come.
Now, right here, she says she doesn't have no clothes. Her friends offer her outfits, and she said, nah, I'll go to my sister's house because my sister lived close by. Listen.
I'm back. And they were probably right. If I went all the way home to the section of Brooklyn I lived in, I wasn't going to come back. So my girlfriend said, why don't you wear one of my outfits? So I'm like, nah, I'm not going to wear your outfit. I'll go to my sister's house. Went to my sister's house.
Now remember, she goes to her sister's house, right? To borrow clothes. She doesn't say, I have clothes at my sister's house. She's going to borrow an outfit because her home is in Brooklyn. Now watch how she lies and tells a whole different story. Watch.
Got an outfit to wear, came back because it was relatively close. And
now she says she got an outfit and she came back. So now she's back at her homegirl crib. She's not at her house. She's not at her sister's house. She's at her homegirl house. Listen to the story now, because if you let black folks talk long enough, we'll show you the bullshit.
Same section of Brooklyn, Crown Heights. I came back and I was getting myself together to go. They had already complained that I was taking too long. I took too long. So they were already moving out of the door down to the car. In my foray towards the front door, I was putting my earring in, and my girlfriend Kelly, whose house we were at, had a big Rottweiler named Brick. Brick jumps up.
Now again, she made it clear. She's not at her house. She's not at her sister's house. She's at her girlfriend's house, Kelly. You seen me go back and show you she didn't have any clothes. Listen.
Stands fully tall and puts his feet on my back, on my shoulder, and it knocks my earring out of my hand. The earring falls, goes under the fish tank that broke earlier that week. And so there were still little pieces of glass under there. So when I went to get my earring, cut my finger. Just all these little things trying to stop me from going out of the door. I go clean my finger, I get the piece of glass out, I clean it, I wrap it, put on a Band-Aid, put my earring in. As I reach the threshold, they're blowing the horn, telling me to hurry up. I step 1 foot across the threshold and a voice says, go change your shoes. Now, I knew it was God. God talks to me all the time. So I was like, if I change my shoes, I have to change all of my accessories. And God just repeated, go change your shoes. Now, I'm a stiletto girl.
Now, once again, she's an hour or two away from getting shot in between her eyes, but God told her to go and change her shoes. And mind you, she's not at her house. She's not at her sister's house. She's at her friend Kelly's house. So how the hell is she gonna change her shoes? But anyway, we'll let her go on with her bullshit. She's been caught. I caught her. She's lying 4 minutes into the video.
I would stand up in my beauty salon in stilettos for hours and hours on end. This particular day, I had on short ankle boots. I'm not a flats kind of girl. I don't really wear flats. Well, now I do. But back then I did not. Those boots that I had on were flats. The heel was probably just about this big, and they were ankle boots, some snakeskin ankle boots. And I went back and I changed the boots. The boots I changed into, I had just bought them a month earlier around Thanksgiving from Bloomingdale's. And there's a story behind it. But what I had a girlfriend named Pat.
Now, you can go back into this video. You can go to the Art of the Dialogue and see the video. Now, remember, she didn't have any clothes. She went to her sister's house to get an outfit. And then she came back to her girlfriend Kelly's house with the big Rottweiler dog who knocked down the earring, and she cut her finger. And then Jesus Christ talked to her an hour before she's about to get shot in her head. But Jesus Christ didn't tell her she was about to get shot in her head. He told her to go change her boots. Now, how does she change boots if she's not at her house? And she brought these boots a month ago. You see, if you listen to people's stories, you will hear the lies.
Whose sons were like the neighborhood guys that watch your back and all of that, and kind of they're on the block. She asked me for a favor. I did her hair. She came back and paid me at a later date and gave me a gift card to Bloomingdale's. I took that that gift card, went to the store, bought these boots. So this is bigger than just change your boots. It was a act of faith and an act of love for a friend that was repaid to me. I took that act of...
I just want to know how you changed boots, because you said you was at your girlfriend's house. You said you didn't have clothes. Your girlfriend offered you clothes. You said, no, I'll go to my sister's house. So you went to your sister's house. Then you said you came back to Kelly's house, and the dog jumped up on you standing straight up. You made a big mess about that. He was standing straight up. He knocked the earring down. You reached, you cut your finger, and you was going outside. And 2 hours before you was about to get shot, in between your eyes, God talked to you, but he didn't tell you was going to get shot. He told you to change your shoes, and you changed it to some shoes that you brought a month ago. But why would they be at your homegirl crib? Because you didn't have no other clothes at your homegirl, but these boots that you brought a month ago was there. Right. You're full of shit, lady.
Love that was repaid, went and bought a pair of boots, and those boots saved my life. I put those boots back. I went and put those boots on, which had a heel on them, went down to the car. We went off to the club. They were complaining, you took so long, you're taking so long, we were going to leave you. We laughed it off. We got to the club. We pull up to the block, and there are 2 ambulances at the front of the block as you turn the corner, halfway in the street and halfway on the sidewalk on each side, narrowing the stream of traffic to 1 lane. And I instantly said, 2 ambulances? Are they expecting somebody to die? What is this? Because I had never, ever seen that at a club or at this club. And it just stood out as so weird to me. My friends were like, I had just gotten saved. So they were like, oh, come on, hallelujah. Don't start with all that, making their jokes. You know how it is. I'm from New York. We got thick skin. I'm not bothered by it, but it stood out to me instantly. It was a very cold day. So when we got to the front of the club, there were lots of people outside. And anyone who's familiar with the club scene knows, especially a club that's considered popping, they're always going to leave some degree of a line outside so that the additional people who arrive think, oh, wow, look at all these people. It must really be jumping. It's just a whole marketing thing for the nightclub scene. It's what they do. So there were tons of people outside. We pulled up to we got out, we were in front of the club, and so many people. I can say that I was relatively popular, and I knew so many people out there. And everybody kept saying, Ab, what you doing here? I thought you was in the church. I thought what you coming to preach a sermon? People were making jokes and stuff like that. And I thought it was funny. We laughed. And I was like, no, I'm just out here chilling.
You know me. I gotta go back to this because she keep acting like if she didn't go to the club. Let's see. It says right here, Reuben owned a beauty salon at the time of the shooting and was an inspiring singer who occasionally hung out at the Times Square nightclub. So back when this happened, you were saying you hung out the nightclub, but now in 2024, you trying to act like you didn't go out, shorty. Which one is it, lady? And then you changing shoes and God talked to you right before you was about to get shot. But he ain't warn you was about to get shot. He told you to change your shoes. I don't know if I want a God like that. I'm about to get shot in an hour or two. And he told me to change my shoes. He don't tell me I'm going to get shot. He tell me I'm going to change my shoes. You got a funny guy, lady. That guy funny. He be playing games.
Helping Stacey promote. And everybody kept calling my name. People were because people had kind of steered away from me for a while. You know how it is when you first get saved and you swing the pendulum all the way to the far left. Now, everybody that comes in your presence, you're like, let me lay hands on you, girl. The Father God told me to tell you this. And everybody was like, stay clear of Eb. She got the Holy Ghost in her. Steer clear of her. So eventually you kind of swing your pendulum back and settle somewhere in the middle that's comfortable. But at that time, like I said, I was freshly saved. So I was a holy roller.
If you was freshly saved and you was a holy goddamn roller, you wouldn't have been in the club. You went out your way to go to the club. You didn't have clothes, so you went to your sister's house and got clothes. You came back to your homegirl crib to change those clothes. The dog jumped up on you, locked the earring down. You reached for the earring, you cut your finger, and you still went and got dressed, and you was leaving out. And 2 hours before you was about to get shot, God talked to you, but not to tell you you was about to get shot. He told you to change your boots. But you so into God, you was in the club. Right. Okay.
But in being a friend, I'm loyal. I promised Stacey that I would be there for her, and so I was. Instantly when I walked in, I felt, well, let me back that up. So the owner of the club, he has like brothers or something. They all look alike. There's this group of people, the Burgos family. They all look alike. He came to the door and said, how many are you guys? How many's with you, Stacey? She counted us out, and we all went in. So they made us come in. When I was approaching the security guard, this particular one security guard, a female security named Sharice Myers, who was found out that she lied and committed fraud and all this stuff. When I was walking in, she checked my bag and she's like, you can't bring this in here. This is a weapon. It was a comb, a hair comb, a rat tail comb. She made such a big to-do about this comb, took it out of my bag, yet you allow 4 people or 3 people to come in with guns. Like, make it make sense. So we get in the club. She takes my comb. She makes this big scene. We get in the club, and I'm really, the entire time I'm in this frame of mind, like, why did I come? Why did I come? So everybody, it's active. It's, as they say, the club was jumping, and everybody's trying to, they see people they know and everybody's heading off somewhere. So I was like the designated driver homegirl. I just held a little corner in the front. I didn't go deep into the club because I wasn't in a party state of mind. I didn't feel like I should have been there. And I just held my little corner across from the bar. I stood in this little area by this half a metal wrought iron gate. And I just stood there. My friends would go off, do their thing, come back and check on me. You good, Eb? You want something to drink? You good? I just was like, I'm good. Y'all go ahead. I was only in the club an hour and 15 minutes before I got shot. While I was standing there, right across from me at the other side, which is where the bar was, I saw Scar, Matthew Allen, the guy that Puffy got into the fight with, that caused this whole melee to take place. I knew Scar. Scar's mother lived across the street from one of my beauty salons. I've known Scar from the street. I've known him for years, and we were cool. So he's like, hey, what you doing in here? Because he knew I got saved too. And so he's like, praise the Lord, you up in here? What you doing in here? Everybody was shocked to see me there because they all knew. That's how 10 toes down I am. Wherever I'm doing, everyone is going to know. It's not a secret for me. And so because everybody knew I got saved and I was not out at clubs and stuff like that, it was clear, what you doing here? And so I was like, Stacey's promoting her stuff and I'm just out here with her promoting, supporting her, and that's it. He said, what you drinking? Let me get you a drink. I said, I'm not drinking. So I said, I'll take a juice. So he ended up getting me a juice. He even laughed, like, you got me ordering juice? I said, I'm not drinking. And that's the thing about me as well. When I say what I say, people respect my decisions, just like I respect theirs. If I'm not participating in an activity.
So, she says people respect her decisions. Like she's somebody. So why, when you told your homegirl you didn't want to go to the club, you say, why did she talk you into going to the club? If people respect your decision when you told your homegirl you didn't want to go to the club and she talked you into going to the club, why did you go all the way to your sister's crib and get an outfit? Right. Lady, you just telling the story. It's a good story. It's a great story. But anybody with any sense of intelligence can see the holes in your bullshit.
No one can make me do it. It just so happens I drank my juice. I was standing on the side. One of my girlfriends came to me eventually and said, I want to go to the restroom. And so I walked with her to the restroom. We went down, we descended the staircase, which was right beside where I was standing, and we went around the perimeter. Because if you know a club, it's all thick and congested in the middle, and I don't want to be brushing against people and all that stuff. So we walked the perimeter, the outer perimeter of the club, and we went to the bathroom. As I got down there walking, you could see that the club was really like packed. There were tons of people there. And so I was like, wow, it's really, crowded in here. You could kind of see who and who was in the club. So we went to the bathroom. I went right back to my spot. In no time, a bunch of people start ascending up the staircase from the dance floor and coming into what would be the corridor between where I was standing on one side and where the bar was and a bunch of other people were standing, where Scar was standing. That walkway led to the front door. And whenever celebrities or someone notable is making their way through the club, you know how it is. They have the main people, they have the entourage, the security or whatever, the hangers on, and everybody who wants to be adjacent to them. And so that's what happened. All those people trying to be adjacent, like, oh, where they going? Let me walk where they walking. Jumped on too. So it was it swole. That little.
You just joined us. We looking at Natania Reuben. She alleges that Diddy shot her now and not Shyne, which is full of shit. Her story got a lot of holes in it, but we'll continue. Remember, if you just stepped in, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click all. It's how the big channels got big.
Walkway swole with people. As they were ascending the stairs, Shyne's song was on, it was going off, and Black Rob's song Whoa was coming on. So that little intro, like that instrumentation, and so people were like, it was a current song at the time. It was popping, people were feeling themselves, and they started, posturing and bravado, and everybody was hyped. As they came through with that kind of mentality, they bumped into Scar's back. Now, Scar's back was to the walkway, so he couldn't see who was coming. He was facing the bar. His back was to the walkway. As they came through, they pushed him, and his drink went in his face. So like anybody, if somebody pushes you from the back, he elbowed back, like, get off of me.
Now, her story is that Puff and them was coming through, their security, and they bumped Scar. Okay, that happens in the club. Okay. Puffy, at this point, Puffy ain't did nothing wrong. Maybe a security might have, but Puffy ain't did nothing wrong.
When he elbowed back, they tried to push. And so it made the whole crowd start swaying. And that's when they got into this whole interaction, like, he apparently, I don't know all the details in that, but I know, I didn't know them firsthand at the time. I do know them now. He tried to say something to him or whatever, and then they said whatever they said. And then one of the guys that was with Scar, apparently Puffy gestured in some type of way that they didn't like. And one of the guys that was with Scar slapped him in the face with a wad of money. It was like the young guys are now doing that little phone brick thing. Well, he had this wad of money in his hand for whatever reason, because I wasn't standing near them. I was across. But all I know is I saw when he swung and slapped, and money was raining through the sky and falling to the floor. Everybody started trying to run and pick up money, and it was just craziness. It was lights, action, camera, people scurrying for money, trying to catch money out of the sky, and that melee was still taking place. Now, when I saw that, I turned around to my friend and I was like, uh-oh, it's getting crazy in here. You see this? And never in a million years did I think it would escalate to a shooting. I thought it was male bravado.
Here's how you know she's full of shit. Because earlier on in the video, she said, oh, I know Scar, and Scar talked to me, and Scar gave me a drink. Well, if you knew Scar was a gangster and a killer. That's the only reason anyone knows Scar. Scar is not this super businessman. Scar is not this mobile with all this millions of dollars. Scar doesn't own Nike or Reebok. Scar was a gangster. So when you sit here and you say, I didn't think it was going to turn to shooting, what do you think was going to happen? Stop it, lady. You're just telling a friendly story to make it sound good, because you done ran through the money Diddy gave you. He gave you $1.8 million. You done ran through that. You seen everybody suing him in 2024, and now you trying to get some more money. Stop it.
It was cold as ice outside, so I had no reason to believe it would get to that. But in no time, one thing led to another. The money was falling down. And then I see Shyne. I hear the raised voices, and I see Shyne and Puffy start backing back. Now, we don't all watch the Hood movie or whatever. We know what it looks like when people are backing back and reaching from their hip to pull. So as they were backing back, they were drawing from their hip. And I turned to tell my friend, like, "Ooh, girl, watch out. Oh, my God." Because there was really nowhere for me to go. Where I was standing, there was a wrought iron metal rail to my back. I couldn't go. There was a drop over that. In fact, one of my friends fell over it onto the dance floor after everything happened. There was nowhere for me to go. And so as they were going back, they were backing back, like literally walking backwards towards the door, drawing from their hip. I told my friend, I said, "Oh my God, watch out." As I turned back to look at them, I watched them bow, bow. Both of them fired, and the muzzle flash was like, psh, psh. Shyne's muzzle flash was a little higher. He was on the side closest to the bar. Puffy's muzzle flash was a little lower, and he was on the side closest to where I was, straight ahead from me. I watched them both fire their guns. I watched them. I got hit right here, in my nose, in between my eyes, which means I'm facing directly at you. Just like I'm looking at you, and I can tell you got on black shades. They kind of look like Cazelles and an Adidas shirt. That's exactly how I was looking at him. And I watched him shoot me. So, not to digress, it always bugs me when people say, "How can you be sure?"
One, how could you be sure? If ballistics ain't tell you which gun it was, you feel me? So, right? So, here's a few things. How tall is Shyne, rapper Shyne, right? I found it earlier. He's 5'8", right? Shyne is 5'8". Now, let's see how tall Diddy is. How tall is Diddy, right? Diddy is 5'10". So she said Shyne shots was higher. How? When technically it's physically impossible, because Diddy is taller than Shyne. I just showed you. Shyne is 5'8". It says right here, Shyne is 5'8". And Diddy is 5'10". So naturally and physically, Diddy is taller. So if Diddy got his gun like this, Shyne gun is gonna be lower, but she's trying to say Shyne's gun is higher. Now this lady's story has been immaculate. This lady's story has been beautifully. Why would she leave out the part that Shyne was standing on something? Because obviously she wasn't standing on nothing, because she would have told us. She done told us God talked to her an hour and 15 minutes before she got shot, and he told her to change her boots. Her God ain't tell her, goddamn, you finna get shot and duck, bitch. She told you to change your boots. That's a fucked up, funny ass God. But like I said, we know Diddy taller, so how could Shyne's shot be higher than Diddy's? With Shyne was shooting like this, with Shyne was doing like this, and let's go over here. See, this is her lawsuit when she was trying to get money, right? And let's see what she said in the lawsuit. We know Shyne went to jail in December 1999. Where is it? In addition, the plaintiffs allege that Barrow has acted incorrectly with respect and enjoying funds. Yeah, there was somewhere in here where it says what she alleged. defendant, Jamal, Barrow, aka Shyne, was convicted of assault in the first degree and numerous other defenses of his role in a shooting incident at the club on December 27, 1999. Following his conviction, Barrow was sentenced on June 1st, 2001 to concurrent terms of imprisonment. Meanwhile, alleged victim of Barrow's crimes commits this toward action to recover damages for her personal injuries. The plaintiff, Natania Reuben, alleges that she has sustained a host of serious illnesses as a result of being shot in the face by Barrows. What did she say right here? What did she say? The plaintiff, Natania Reuben, alleges that she has sustained a host of serious injuries as a result of being shot in the face by Barrows. And she said this is her 2007 lawsuit. So how we in 224 now? She's saying Diddy did it. And so when was she lying? At the trial way back in 99 or in 2007, where it says the plaintiff, Natania Reuben, alleges that she has sustained a host of serious injuries as a result of being shot in the face by Barrows. This is what she's saying. She said this in 2007, but we get over here in 2024 and now it's Diddy, because everybody's suing Diddy and she wants some goddamn money. She full of shit.
The same way you sure when your man is lying to you or when your woman is lying to you, or the same way you're sure when you ask your kids a question and they do that little thing they do when they're not being honest and you know they're telling a story. I'm that sure. We know people that we love.
And another thing we do as black folks, when we on some bullshit, we start talking about other bullshit. When your man, when you know your man is cheating, well, to be honest, a lot of the times when y'all think y'all man cheating, he don't be. So that don't mean anything, but that's how you know when black people on some bullshit. When they start bringing up shit that don't got nothing to do with it, when it's simply just say the facts. The facts will prove you right. You don't gotta bring up these analogies about your husband and your friends and your cousins, and you ain't gotta do that if your facts is right.
We know people's tells or body language or whatever. The same way you're sure that I have on a green shirt, I'm certain that he shot me. Now, was he aiming at me? Was I?
She's certain, right, that he shot her. She's certain. But in 2007, right here, 2007, these are court documents, fine law. I can't change what those documents say. They're just there. But you just heard her say she for sure that Diddy shot her. But what does this say? The plaintiff, Natania Reuben, alleges that she has sustained a host of serious injuries as a result of being shot in the face by Barrows. It doesn't say she was shot in the face by Diddy. It says by Barrows. This is what she alleges in her lawsuit. But now, over here, it's Diddy shot me. She full of shit.
Was I the object of his fire? Absolutely not. I should not have been, because I didn't do anything to him. But is that what resulted? Absolutely, because I see a lot of people online get stuck on that. Oh, well, why would he shoot you? What did you do? Did you owe him money? And I'm like,
no, I'm stuck on the fact that in 2007, in your lawsuit in 2007, you said that Barrow shot you. Now that 1.8 million that you got back in 2007 is gone, and now you gotta rustle and bustle and be back and hustling and do all that. Now you want more money because you see everybody suing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Go sit your ass down. No, I'm wrong. From the looks of you and your roles, don't go sit your ass down. Take your ass to the gym and get your life together. Stop trying to fuck up somebody else's life for some shit that happened 24 years ago and you was paid handsomely. You got $1.8 million from Diddy and whatever you got from Shyne. Stop it.
class, pay attention. Bullets don't have names and they don't have predetermined destinations. Once they come out of the gun, they're going to go wherever they go. And that's the thing about crime and shooting people. You cannot guarantee that what you're aiming at is what you're going to hit, because you might be a thug, but it doesn't mean you have good aim. You might be a criminal, but it doesn't mean you have good aim. And that is exactly how I sit here today. Because
you might be the one that got shot, but that doesn't mean you're a ballistics expert. Just like you just said, oh, you might be a thug and you might be shooting, but that doesn't mean you're going to shoot the person you shot. Just because you were shot don't mean Diddy did it. Because a lot of the shit you say ain't true. You said, oh, well, Shyne gun was hired, but I go and I show you Diddy's taller than Shyne. So why would Shyne's gun be higher than Diddy's? With Shyne was shooting like this with the gun over his head? That doesn't, lady, you don't make sense. You don't make a lot of sense, lady.
Because some thug criminal with an attitude and a ego that was outside of control decided he was going to fire a gun in a crowded nightclub and shot me in my face. By the grace of God, I am here.
Thank you. I'm glad
the first thing I said when the bullet hit me, and listen, when right before the muzzle flash went off, when I had turned back to look, I heard God's voice say, relax, you are about to get hit. Calm down. And when I screamed,
so yo, oh my God, this lady is blowing my mind. So earlier, when she was getting ready to go out the club, God told her to change her boots. He ain't say, yo, you finna get shot. He said, girl, those boots don't go with that top, bitch. Change that shit. That's what God told her. She said it, not me. She said, God was like, bitch, change those boots. Those boots don't go with that fucking top, bitch. And now God told her, relax, you finna get shot. When black people start doing all that bullshit, you know it's bullshit, period. Stop it, lady, stop it. God, oh my God, your God just be real off and a little bit late, but okay. I guess he's always on time.
No, pop, pop. And it hit me dead in my face. And I never passed out. I never fell. I never cried. Everybody started running. And just like when you watch a TV show or a movie and there's one person standing in spot and everybody else is moving in.
Wait a minute. She said she never ran. She never fell. Is that what she said? Now, wait, let me read this one, right? This guy right here, mind you, this was back when the trial was going on. Defense testimony began Friday for rapper Jamal Shyne Barrow, one of two men standing trial for rap star Sean Puffy Combs for a 1999 incident in Times Square area nightclub in which 3 people were injured. Barrow, who was part of Combs' entourage, is charged with attempted murder in the case. Combs and bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones are charged with gun possessions and bribery. David, 28, a flight attendant who was inside the packed club in the early hours of December 27, 1999, said he saw Shyne with a gun in his hands just after shots rang out. But said he also saw a gun in the hands of another man. He also testified he was standing at a circular bar in the center of the club when he heard the argument. He turned and saw a man gesturing and then throwing a wad of money at Combs. Shortly after that, he said he heard 1, 2, or 3 shots. Looking toward the sound, he testified he saw an arm sticking above the crowd with a gun in the hand. He said he was not able to see the face of the person holding the gun. Under questioning from Barrow's attorney, Murray Richmond, Cubletta said he saw Barrow with a gun shortly afterward in the same area where he had seen the first person. Combs took the stand earlier this week and had disputed prosecution witness testimony that someone had thrown a wad of money at him, sparking the scuffle that led to the shooting. Combs also hustled out of the Combs was hustled out of the club by bodyguards and drove off with Jones and actress-singer Jennifer Lopez, Combs' girlfriend at the time. After they were stopped, police found the gun in the car. Combs and Jones were charged with robbery for trying to get the driver to claim the gun. So, this person claims he didn't see no gun, right? That ain't the one I want. Now, this is her testimony, right? Natania Reuben testified today that she saw guns in the hands of rap artist Shyne Puffy Combs and Jamal Shyne Barrow in the moments before she was shot in a Manhattan nightclub. She recalled the frantic moments before the December 1999 shooting inside Club New York, telling jurors that both men fired. The incident left her with several fragments lodged in her head. I blinked, and when I opened my eyes up, I just felt like a sledgehammer hit my face, said Reuben, 30, one of 3 people wounded in the shooting. Blood began to pour out my face, she said. I just looked up to the sky and I said, oh God, don't take me. I heard bam, bam. Reuben was the second shooting victim to testify for the prosecution in New York Supreme Court in Manhattan. Combs, 31, faces gun and bribery charges, which he denies. His protege Barrows, 21, faces 3 counts of attempt murder. A third defendant, Combs' bodyguard, Anthony Wolf Jones, is being tied along with them on weapons charges. Reuben owned a beauty salon at the time of the shooting and was an inspiring singer who occasionally hung out at the Times Square nightclub. Now remember, she said she didn't go out, but here, back in 2007, says she occasionally went to the club. Just before she was shot, she recalled Barrow and Combs was involved in a fight with other men. I saw his Combs' arms coming up with a black gun, she said. Seconds later, I heard bam, bam. In the days, Reuben was trampled as club goers ran for cover. Now remember, in the days, Reuben was trampled as club goers ran for cover. Why that's important? Because I'm going to show you something. That there was a lot of chaos and people were falling on top of me, she said. After the shooting, she spent 5 weeks in the hospital with just one of the bullet fragments removed from her head. Doctors tell her that they cannot miss removing the remaining bullet fragments. She now complains of headaches and seizures. She has filed a separate lawsuit against the 3 defendants, including $150 million complaint against Combs. Now, says this is an article in 07, 201, my fault. It says she was trampled. But now we get in 24, she want to change the story up like she's some type of hero. And listen to what she says in 2024.
You are about to get hit. Calm down. And when I screamed no, pop, pop, and it hit me dead in my face. And I never passed out. I never fell. I never cried. Everybody started running. And just like when you watch it.
Now, what did I just read you? She was trampled by people. Now in 2024, when she's telling this big 28-minute lie, oh, I never fell, I never did nothing. She's acting like a rapper. Oh, I got shot 9 times when you really only got shot 5, right? You know how people do. You know how these rappers, oh man, I got shot 28 times. And then you find out the dude got shot 5 times, but 1 bullet went in 3 different holes, so you really only got shot twice because it was 1 bullet that made 3 holes, and then you got, you know. But anyways, my point is, she just talking. She just knew Diddy started getting sued. She got 1.8 million back in 01. She blew through it. It's 24 years later. You think she still got that 1.8 million? Nah, so now she's trying to lie, because I also just showed you where she testified Shyne shot her. But we'll let her keep putting the rope out to hang herself.
A TV show or a movie, and there's one person standing in spot, and everybody else is moving in fast motion, and that one person is just in that spot. Whatever they do looks a little slower, but everybody else is moving fast. That's exactly what it was like. Everybody was running, trying to get places. It was chaos. It was chaos. When that door, the first few people ran out of the door flew open. And remember, I was in that line sight, straight from the staircase, straight towards the front door. As soon as the bullet hit me, I threw my hands up and screamed out, "No, God, don't take me. I'm not finished raising my kids. I have work to do." I screamed that at the top of my lungs. I said, "I'm not going. Don't take me. I have work to do. I have to raise my children." And as I said that, the door flew open and I could feel that total rush of that cold December 27th morning air. It was freezing out there. And it passed right before the air. You ever watch Star Trek and they say, "Beam me up, Scotty," and they start to pixelate? My body started doing that. I felt my body pixelating. I didn't even feel like a solid person anymore. And
hey man, Scar put something in your drink. You said Scar got you a drink, right? I think he put something in your drink, and that shit still fucking with you 24 hours later, because you talking about Scotty beaming you up, and your body started pixelating, and you was just high. You was high, and you got shot while you was high. It's different than when you sober. I'm just saying.
As my body was pixelating, that's when the door flew open, and
Hey man, click that like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click all. It's how big channels get big. Please.
They're rushed in. You seen a loosely knit sweater, or like the mesh net shirts that Jamaican men wear, the dreadlocks, the Rastafarians wear, that little mesh t-shirt? That's how I felt. I could feel the cold air from the front door rush through me, pass through me, go into the front of me, and pass out the back of me. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. Because I had never felt that sensation. I've always felt like a full, solid woman that I am. I felt the air come to my front, pass.
Not making fun, but you are a full, solid, sized woman. I see the rose. Just saying.
Through my flesh and come out the back. So all I could think was, this is what death feels like. I feel like I'm separating. My pieces are separating and I'm dying.
Well, I watched a lot of videos on death and what they all say. Now, I haven't seen this far of the video, so I don't know what she finna say. But what everybody says is, your life flashes through your eyes. You remember everything in your life up until the moment you're on your way to the other side. That they said, they all, hands down, all say that. She talking about Beam Me Up Scotty and Star Trek and all this other stuff. Like she was on drugs. But anyways, let me shut up. Let me get y'all to the end of this video.
And that is what I thought. Now, I don't know what to call that frame of mind. I was conscious. I was fully aware. I looked to the side and I saw this guy laying on the floor under the lip of the bar. And I said, oh my God, he died. And I stood there and prayed for him because my mentality was, he got shot in the...
Now remember, I just showed you the lawsuit where she was saying she was trampled and all that. But now she stood there, she was shot. In between her eyes, blood is coming down. I would imagine she's like this, because she said it felt like a ton of bricks hit her, right? That's what she said. You heard her. She was shot between her eyes. It felt like a ton of bricks. Blood was pouring down, but now she's fucking Jesus and she's healing people and she's kneeling and she's praying for people and she's doing this and she's doing that, and she chased Diddy down in the limousine and she grabbed the back of the limousine and she held it for the police, and the police came and they grabbed Diddy and Shyne and J Lo and they threw him up against the car and they cuffed him, and it was a hell of a fucking movie, lady. It was a fucking great movie. Great fucking movie, lady. Great fucking movie.
So we had shared this situation. He got shot and I got shot. I thought I was dying and I already thought he was dead. So I didn't want him to face God without being saved. And so I stopped and I prayed for him. I prayed the blood of Jesus over him. And I prayed for his family,
Your
and I
blood,
prayed
not
for
Jesus,
the
your
entire
blood.
situation.
Because you was.
And it was, I can't say that I was afraid. I can't. Every time I get to this point, I just get emotional. I can't. I'm a tough cookie, and I promise you, I don't even, my mind doesn't tell me it's time to cry, but it's something, I'm a tough cookie, but this always, because I can feel it. You know, it's that whole where people say, how can you be sure? I can still feel it. I can still see it playing through my mind. Like, what's your favorite movie?
Something About Mary.
I know you know every.
Listen, I'm sorry. This dude is black. He's a fucking goofy. And don't mind, please. I love the art of the dialogue. And I ain't knocking him, you know, because these guys, him, Vlad TV, they can stop people from using their content, because, you know, I'm a YouTuber. I know you can go in and you can set it that people can't use your shit, and I'll get a strike and it'll fuck my page up. So I don't mean to knock these dudes, but these dudes don't ask the right questions. And Something About fucking Mary, brother, that's your favorite fucking movie. You definitely ain't black. I mean, I know you black, but you ain't black. I don't.
Single part about Something About Mary. When she getting ready to go like this and that hair is stuck up, and what's in your hair? The same way you know every iota of that movie, I know every iota of this movie. This is the movie that plays over in my head. And it's not my favorite, far from it, but it's what plays over and over in my mind. I can't forget it.
I understand. I know it got to be hard for you to relive that incident. So when it comes to the shooting, right, from your point of view, you're sure that Diddy shot you 100%.
I'm 100%. I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure. I'm 1,000,000% sure.
All right, so it's 2024, and she's saying she 1,000,000% sure. It's 24 years later, right? 24 years later, she 100% sure. What do you think? Do you think she was more sure back in 2007, right? And Shyne got sent. She went to court in 2001. So this is 6 years. The incident happened in 99. So 7. So this is like 8 years after the incident. Don't you think she remembered more 8 years than 2024? Because 8 years after the incident, she said the plaintiff, Natania Reuben, alleges that she was sustained a host of serious injuries as a result of being shot in the face by Barrow. Does that say Diddy? That doesn't say Diddy. This is what she was saying in 2007. So why in 2024 what the fuck I would believe what the fuck she's saying now? Come on, people. Listen, I don't care what Diddy do. I don't care if Diddy do 100 years. I just call out bullshit. And this was what she was saying when the incident happened. This is court papers. I can't make this up. This ain't fake. This is real. You can go search this. But now in 2024, Diddy shot her. But let me get this heifer off my screen. We almost done. Let me.
I am as sure as my babies came out of my womb and out of my vagina. I'm that
Once again, what I tell you earlier, when black people start making up dumb shit, oh, I'm as sure as the cootie cat that came out my cootie cat and catty cat and cootie cat. When they start doing all of that, that means they full of shit. I'm black. I know. That means you're full of shit. Because if you're telling the truth, you don't gotta do all that. That's smoke and screams. You know, she said coming out your coochie. Most dumb dudes who ain't got no brain said, oh my God, she said coochie. And they went off to sexual wonderland. So they're not gonna check her facts. They in sexual wonderland right now. That was like a trigger to a bunch of dumb dudes. She full of shit.
sure. And I got 3 of them. I know what it feels like. I'm that concrete sure. And you notice the one thing, he has never formally denied. He did that one video with that wackadoodle attorney that was looking like he was high on.
Why would he deny shooting you, right? Why would he deny shooting you when he doesn't have to deny shooting you? You contradict yourself, lady. You contradict yourself, lady. Right here in 207. I'm not going to, let's just be real. I'm not going to believe what you say in 224. But I'm going to believe what you said back in 2007. 8 years after the shooting. Oh, what's that? That's highlighted. Oh my God. Somebody highlighted something on this goddamn paper. What could it possibly say? The plaintiff, Natania Reuben, alleges that she has sustained a host of serious injuries as a result of being shot in the face by Barrows. And she claims substantial damages. This is what she said in 07. But oh my God, Cassie sues, Little Rod sues. Oh my God, Diddy shot me. Yeah, she just want money. She got, do I got it over here? I might don't got it. Diddy quietly settled civil suit stemming from 1999 club shooting. Oh, she got money back in. Oh, let's see. Now it's less money, less problems for Diddy. The hip-hop honcho has quietly settled all civil actions against him, stemming from the infamous shoot 'em up at the club, New York, more than a decade ago, the Post has learned. Shyne Diddy Combs, his former protege, Jamal Shyne Barrow, and now deficit Times Square hotspot struck a deal earlier this year with 3 club goers shot by Barrows in the notorious 1999 melee. Court records show the exact terms of the settlement were unknown because of confidential agreement between the parties, but former Club New York owner Michael Barrows, who did not sign the confidential deal, said the most seriously injured victim, Natania Reuben, was paid $1.8 million. So, Reuben, 40, was shot in the nose and suffered seizures because of 7 bullet fragments still lodged in their face. 2 other victims were paid $500,000 and $50,000. Barrow said he was unsure who paid what amount in the deal, but Barrows and the club's share was picked up by insurance companies, while Diddy, who was acquitted in the criminal case related to the brawl, had to pay out of pocket because his insurance company had gone belly up. A rep for Diddy declined comment. Reuben's lawyer, Deborah Reiser, also declined comment, saying, "My client wanted the confidential agreement because she didn't want any further publicity. She's been victimized enough." So she got 1.8 million, right? We ain't hear from her. Now Cassie sues, Lil Rod sues, all these other girls sue. Now, oh my God, Diddy shot me. And how we know Diddy ain't shoot her? Because right here in 207, what's her name? Natania Reuben. What'd she say in 2007, Tommy Springfield? What did she say? The plaintiff, Natania Reuben, alleges that she has sustained a host of serious injuries as a result of being shot in the face by Barrows. So why would anyone listen to this lady? Huh? Why would anybody listen to her? She's full of shit. I'm sorry the Art of Dialogue didn't pull these papers up on her. I'm sorry the Art of the Dialogue didn't call her out. That's not my job. I can't tell him what to do on his show. But she full of shit.
Coke. And he was like, I did not, and he used word semantics. I did not do anything to those people in a club. I remember his video 100%, a news conference. His eye, that's why he wears shades all the time, because his eyes tell on whatever he says. Go back and look at that video. There's a slender attorney who he never used again, no less. who's sitting at the table. Oh, these people are lying. We're going to prove da 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 da. Nonsense. Nonsense.
You is not.
He said, I did not do anything to hurt those people at a club. Word semantics. See, I don't have the option of tuning it out and moving on with my life. It's my existence. So every single thing said, especially by him and the parties involved, sticks in my head. I already have a unique brain that absorbs everything and remembers details, finite details of obscure things that.
And I agree with you because I have that same brain where I just remember shit. I remember shit as a kid. You know what I'm saying? My brother is the youngest in my household, in my family union, and he's only 5 years younger than me. But I can remember when he wasn't born. You feel what I'm saying? So that means I have memories as far as back as 5 years old. But like I said, she full of shit. Just because you have a good memory doesn't mean you know Diddy shot you.
Most people would pass you and you wouldn't even remember it. I remember it all. I just have an uncanny thing. I was standing in my beauty salon one day. A guy pulled up to the front of my salon. I saw him in the car. I looked, turned my head. I said, come here. He came in the door of my beauty salon. He was like, me? I said, I know you. He said, I don't know you. I don't recognize you. I said, I was sitting in my mind for a second. I had to ponder, where do I know him from? And I said, oh, your name is Colin. And I'm sure he's somewhere out in the world. He can verify this. I said, your name is Colin. Your grandmother's name is Miss Cook. She was the cook at our daycare center. You and I used to go to Haitian American Daycare Center together when we were 4. You drank my milk one day at lunch and I punched you. You fell backwards in the chair, broke your teeth, and I got a butt whipping. When I said this, I was probably maybe 28. I hadn't seen this guy since we were 4 or 5. He said this.
Now, what I just tell you, I just said that. I remember shit as young as 5 years old. I really do. But that has, how she don't remember, all right, she remember everything, right? How she don't remember in 2007, right here in this lawsuit, legal document, that's legal court paperwork. I can't make it up. It's not right. But she's telling me she got an excellent memory. But right here, you're seeing Shyne shot you. The plaintiff, Natania Reuben, alleges that she has sustained a host of serious injuries as a result of being shot in the face by Barrows. So, all your excellent memory, you talking all that mumbo jumbo, that's what black people do. That's what we do. Look at me, I'm black. That's what we do. When we're lying, we start talking about other shit. You got shot in the nightclub, but you talking about your memory because you can remember something since you was 5. That don't mean Diddy shot you, lady. You sound dumb as hell, and I wish people that's interviewing you would tell you that, so then we can see what you do when you under real pressure.
This chipped tooth in my mouth. He looked at me and said, who are you? His tooth was still chipped. My girlfriend was like, yo, Eb is wild like that. She remembers everything. Yes. I remember everything.
Me too.
We were in daycare center. I was a grown woman at the time. I glimpsed him.
So I would have said to her, if I was interviewed, oh, you remember everything. So in 2024, you seeing Diddy shot you. Look, but in 07, you said Shyne shot you. Do you remember this? That's how you got to do these goddamn interviews. That's why I don't respect none of these channels. That's why I started my channel, but unfortunately, where I live, we're not walking around close to these people. These dudes live in New York. These dudes live in LA. So they get to deal with these people and see these people on a regular basis. I don't have that access because I would have called her out as I did in this video.
Just turning my head and looking out the front window of my salon. I'm that certain. I know other people use other people's situation as the litmus test by which they judge whatever you say or do. But I am unlike most people in this world, and I'm comfortable with that. I have a very innate ability to remember things that people would not believe. I have an innate ability to remember details like you would not believe. And that is just how the good Lord wired my brain. This is who I am. I'm not going to let anybody.
Hey, if you're new here, click that like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click all, so you can get notifications every time I drop one of these videos. It's how the big channels get big. Somebody got to give them a start. Somebody got to give them a like. Somebody got to give them a share. Somebody got to give them a comment. Thank you.
Challenge me on what I know and believe and what I know concrete that I saw. No one is going to challenge me on that. I stand vehemently and firmly 10 toes flat on the floor and stand by this with my life. And trust me, everybody else knew what happened too. You know how many people in the club were talking about this all around New York? Everybody knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it. If you look in the comments on all of these video blogs and podcasts that are online, you'll see people that say, oh, I was in the club that night. We knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it. So this is not.
Yeah, and we also know that every black person in the hood think they're a forensic science motherfucker. Every black person in the hood think they can solve crimes. That doesn't mean they right, lady. It doesn't mean that at all. Like, your logic is dumb Negro logic. It makes no sense, bro. Take your emotions out the situation. This is not what you were saying in 07, ma'am. This is not what you were saying in 07. But your memory is so great. Stop it. You full of shit, lady.
Not just my word. They just had the power, the influence, and the money to get around town and shut people down and pay them for their silence.
You took 1.8 million, so did you get paid for your silence? What are you talking about? Like, this is why I don't like my own people. Like, we just keep talking and going on, and we don't even know. We sound dumb. Just because these people that interview you won't call you out, come sit next to me. Come sit on that couch right there. I'll call your ass out. I guarantee you, you won't have nothing to say. I guarantee you'll be like, oh, well, you'll walk off because you won't have nothing to say. I'm going to give you your own facts. I'm going to give you your own words. I'm going to say, Miss Reuben, back in 07, did you say that Shyne shot you? So are you telling the truth in 2024 or was you telling the truth in 2007? When is you telling the truth, ma'am? And then I'm going to turn around and say to the jury, listen, in 07, she said this. In 2024, she says this. So, this wipes this out, and we just can't believe her altogether. And that's all I would say about you, because any human being can see you just trying to get a check, lady. You just want another Diddy check. You got 1.8 million from that man. Sheesh. Greedy.
I personally know people who were paid for their silence. Personally. And that doesn't make me feel good, but I know they were. And here's the long and short of it. God created me also to not be a grudge holder in the world. As much as I don't like what they did, and they could have solved this a long time ago had they spoken up, they know how to look out for people who are struggling, going through, and pay them the right amount of money. You know what people's philosophy is? I'm going to take this money because I have this need today. And nobody's going to come and rescue me. Nobody's going to come and who else is going to come and say, hey, take 10,000 or take 20,000? Who else? So while I don't like that they did not speak truth to power, I don't like that they allowed a situation to persist all this time without all of the facts being on the table and them saying what they knew happened. But I'm not going to sit here and judge anybody for the actions that they make. I don't like it, and it was wrong. But the decision that they made was theirs to make, and they're going to have to face God about that decision. But as for me and mine, I'm 100% clear on it.
And you made a comment about Diddy. He was wearing all white that night, so it was easy for you to say that he had a gun on him.
Absolutely. And here's the deal. I've had people say, oh, no, I saw a picture of him in a gray coat. He rich. That's what his attorneys brought him to the station to change into. I'm telling you what he had on. I don't care what anybody else says. I know what they both had on. I'm saying it 10 toes down. People can say what they want. See, the difference is Shyne, he wasn't the man, so he got caught in what he had on. They were able to get photographed after the fact in something different, and all of that was a ploy. I'm telling you what I know this man had on. And if I'm not mistaken, there are images of when they were coming to the club. There's images of paparazzi taking their picture. This ain't something I'm saying that can't be proven. But people like to use semantics like, oh, well, I saw him in a picture and he had on a this and a that. I don't care what you saw. I got shot.
I'm not saying what clothes he had on. The king of talk ain't talking about that, lady. The king of talk is talking about this. I don't give a fuck what the art of the dialogue is talking about. The art of the dialogue is trying to get views and make friends. I'm not trying to make friends, and if I get views, I get views. But what I'm saying to you is, Natania Reuben, your fat ass is lying. Now I'm getting pissed off. You're lying. You're lying. The plaintiff, Natania Reuben, alleges she has sustained a host of serious injuries as a result of being shot in the face by Barrow. Now in 2024, because this is what you said in 2007, but now in 2024, you want us to believe Diddy shot you because Diddy paying all these lawsuits. Right? And then, right here, dude told on you, Natania Reuben was paid $1.8 million. It's right here. You got $1.8 million. And now that 1.8 million is gone, 20 years later, you want some more money. Just say it and then we can respect you. And yo, my man, art of the dialogue, I rock with you, man. But y'all dudes gotta do better, man. Y'all scrape up these paperworks on these people and call them out. Stop hopping on the bash people bandwagon. One thing I can tell y'all, YouTubers and bloggers, pay attention. You don't see white ESPN dudes downing white basketball players. You don't see ESPN dudes downing white football players or white athletes or white entertainers. They'll join in with the black host talking about the black players. They'll join in with the black host talking about the black downfall. But when it's they people, they stick up for them. Like on ESPN, I heard dude Will Kane defend a white college dude that raped a black girl, and the father went to court and was like, oh, it's gonna ruin my son's life. And so they didn't get a white dude a lot of time. Like this white kid didn't ruin the black girl's life, but Will Kane defended him on national television, and now he got a good job at Fox. My point is, no matter how bad it is, white people stand up for this. Like we let them take R. Kelly down. Now they're about to use the same tactic to take Diddy down. But their greatest heroes was doing the same thing. Elvis, you can't tell white people nothing about Elvis. Google Elvis. He was screwing and marrying young girls. Jerry Lee Lewis. They were marrying young girls. Hugh Hefner was trafficking way before Diddy and them. What you think Hugh Hefner was doing? Meeting girls in other states, other countries, and flying them to the mansion and keeping them as young as 18 that we know of. He was getting families. So he'll have a mother, and then next thing you know, the daughter angel. When did he start sleeping with that daughter? Did the mother borrow the daughter to stay in the mansion longer than he would want her to? You know, but my point is not to bash white people. My point is, white people stick together. Stop the bullshit. We gotta start calling out the bullshit. She full of shit. But let me finish the video and get you home, because you got
just
shit
like
to do.
I can't come in your house and tell you what you ate for dinner or what you did yesterday. No one's going to tell me about my existence. I walked this journey for 24 years, beyond a shadow of a doubt. That man shot me in my face. And
I'm gonna leave it there. Like she said, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Diddy shot her in the face. But before I get out, I'm gonna leave it here. Back in 07, she said Shyne shot her in the face. But if you're new here, click that like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click all so you can get notifications every time I give you my unbiased, passionate opinion. That's all it is. It's just my opinion. Like I say, if you support the channel, much love and respect. Salute. And if you one of them haters, cut the shit.